Polymers. Just like everything else in the universe, polymers are made up of molecules. Now, the molecules in polymers like to form what are known as chains. You can imagine these polymer chains being just like holiday lights. Now, there are three different types of polymer chains. You have a linear chain, which is a single chain of molecules. You can have a branched chain, which is a chain of molecules that has branches coming off of it like a tree. Or finally, you can have a network chain, which is a combination of chains that are joined together to create a city-like structure. I think I can see my house. Now, the branch chains and the network chains usually like to have large molecules on them. Both the large molecules and the branched and network chains make it very, very hard for these polymer chains to form into nice and neat patterns. So they like to form into what is known as an amorphous pattern. Amorphous patterns are very random and have no clear order. And the polymers that are only made with these patterns are called amorphous polymers. The chains inside amorphous polymers look like a big pile of holiday lights that you need to untangle in order to decorate with them. Now, when you pull on this big pile of lights, these chains have a very hard time sliding past one another. No matter how hard you pull, they won't move. This means that amorphous polymers are like a bowling ball. They are very hard, but they won't stretch at all. Now, the linear chains like to have small molecules on them, and these chains like to form these very nice and neat patterns called crystalline patterns. But these chains can also form the amorphous pattern, just like the other chains do. This creates what is known as a semicrystalline polymer. And semicrystalline polymers are very different than amorphous polymers. Semicrystalline polymers can stretch, because since they are only made up of linear chains with small molecules on them, the chains can slide past each other and stretch until it finally breaks. So, these different types of chains can make two very different types of polymers, amorphous polymers and semicrystalline polymers. Can you remember what their differences are? Also, holiday lights are just one way to make the chains for these two types of polymers. Can you think of another example that you can make polymer chains with?